Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, Solana is still obviously in this pattern that we've discussed, unchanged. Yeah, bigger picture, A wave, B wave, C wave. It still has some room to go in its C wave. Wouldn't be surprised if we get to 93, maybe even $113 in this C wave before a more substantial top is in place, but we will talk about that when we get to it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. There are a lot of other stuff. There is a lot of other stuff we need to talk about before we even get there. So looking at the C wave, then we had a wave 1, had our wave 2, which bottomed in September, a third wave. At some point now, and this is now important to understand, at some point this wave 4 is due, okay? But so far, every micro support I gave you did hold. So they're all holding. And even now, Solana is holding support again. And then we should get a wave 4. But this is not to lose sight of that, potential pullback, which could, for example, happen when Bitcoin starts its wave 2. So just to sort of relate that to Bitcoin potentially, even though they don't necessarily have to move together. But that is just a pullback that's due at some point. At the moment, the support for that pullback is between $34.40 and $49.50, whereas I would rather prefer the lower half of the support box. And below that, I would have to take a more bearish perspective. But then that fifth wave afterwards should still happen, okay? And that can take us then to maybe 93, $113. That depends on how high the third wave still goes. So we're going to zoom in now and take a look at that. But the third wave, it might be finished, but the micro support levels are still holding while Bitcoin is fighting with the 36K mark. So looking at this third wave then, which started down here, you basically see the entire length of the third wave. We can see obviously this entire distance in terms of percentage in price was like 290%. And we had an A wave in the third wave. We had a B wave in the third wave. And this is now the C wave in the third wave. And the C wave is an impulse. And all these support levels have been holding. Most recently, we had a potential entry point or support zone, which was here, which did hold. Did lead to another high. Didn't quite reach the next fib level at $71.20. Maybe we still get there. We definitely still can. Bitcoin, however, is dropping quite a bit, so Solana is following through. At the moment, in my interpretation, we only have 3 waves up off the low. So first of all, we need to understand, okay, has this fifth wave of the third started, or is this actually what's unfolding? I shared that with you in the last video where we said, okay, we had a wave 3 top here on the microstructure, within this larger third wave. This here was a fourth wave. And we're now moving up in a fifth wave, which consists of a 1-2-1-2 setup, 3, 4, 5, and could then still go a little higher, maybe to that $21.20 level, or maybe even a little higher. So I gave you a micro support level, here at $59.30, where we said, okay, if that level, as long as that level isn't broken and the price doesn't break and sustain below it, we can still move up higher here in a fifth wave, or at least the expectation for further rising prices is still reasonable. And to be honest, it's not breaking. So Solana came down, tested it, shows a bit of a reversal candle there, and yeah, it's holding it. But that's very important now. That's obviously really a micro perspective, and a break below that level might only trigger a reinterpretation of the micro count. Okay, it would only really be a very, very early signal that this third wave has topped and that this larger degree fourth wave has started. Okay, but we all need to be aware this is due at some point, but I cannot confirm it has started until at least micro support is breaking. And not even that has happened. Okay, so let's zoom in again. Support is holding for now. But what happens if it breaks? Well, if it breaks, then this obviously would increase probabilities that the wave 4 has started. However, I probably will not be able to confirm it until we break below $49. And why is that? It's the case because, this wave 4 could easily reset a bit lower, okay? The possibility is that this was just an A wave, overshooting B wave because it's only in 3 waves, and we come down in a C wave of wave 4 and then do another move up. So that's unfortunately the problem in the 4th wave, and therefore I have to use the support area I used before here at $49.30 because we could technically still be in the 4th wave. Okay, so I hope that's clear. That means if the first micro support breaks, it will definitely makes us watch for a breakdown in wave 4 and a more significant pullback, but we cannot confirm it until $49.40 is really breaking, because only then we can say, okay, this cannot be a wave 4 anymore. There's smaller degree wave 4, yeah? It must be something different. We are basically, we've basically dropped too much to say this is a wave 4 still. So that's possible. This could simply be an A wave, B wave, C wave. So the break of micro support would only be a first suggestion that things are changing, but yeah, it's not the confirmation, okay? It needs a bit of data, it needs a bit of price action. What I shared with you earlier today is that this could form some kind of a head and shoulders pattern, right? So left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. That's all possible. And then we could come down if we break below that $49.40 level. That's sort of the stuff I'm observing right now. Again, it's too early to say it's topped. It's not even broken below micro support. That's just what I want to say, right? But yeah, I mean, if it breaks below $59.30, then at least we have taken out, or we have reduced, we have to reduce, let's say, probabilities that we get a more direct extension to the upside. We would then most likely look at possibly testing here the support area again. And if that breaks, then we have to assume, okay, this is the larger degree wave 4. And that's so meaningful because if it really is, then it should take some time, because the wave 2, which is down here, yeah, I mean, that took a few months, right? At least a few weeks. And typically in crypto, the wave 4 and the wave 2 are sort of similar in length. So I could imagine if Bitcoin is starting its wave 2 at some point, maybe it's already in the wave 2, but then the wave 4 on the Solana chart could play out potentially. So yeah, that's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's additional content there every single day about Elliott Wave, technical analysis, trading, and so on. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.